mean, Dustborn is a fucking shit show all in itself. So, honestly, if it's gotten even worse, I'm kind of interested to see how it could have gotten even worse than being one of the worst one of the worst games put out to date. Um, Alright, let's check it out. So, let's see what Rev has come up with about Dustborn. Because I'm thinking this is about that lead dev who required all the other devs she was in charge of to call her the professor. I'm guessing that's what this is about, and that's a fucking train wreck all in its own. So, let's take a look. Let's take a look-see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today...
Oh, shit. Hang on. You guys, hang on. I don't want your eardrums blown out. Give me a second. I had to really up the, I really had to up the volume on that list video, so let me readjust my audio settings so your eardrums are blown out. Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Dustborn. Now, over the past couple of days since its release, watching the failure of this game is like watching a slow-moving car crash. It is really brutal to watch. For a game that's been labeled the wokest game ever, it really deserves that title because some of the main features of this game include...
Words have power, like actual power. Fight with shouts and use vox in conversations to manipulate people and talk your way out of hard situations. Craft new words and learn to wield a lingering arsenal against enemies. ... and friends. Chat, this is not only the wokest game ever, this is gaslighting the game. From this description, this is fucking gaslighting the game. And yes, canceling is an actual game mechanic. You can cancel your enemies, which will separate them from their group to make them vulnerable in combat. Like, you literally can cancel your enemies. It is like, this is basically alt-left the game. This is alt-left the game. Yeah, Ryget, this game wishes it could Fusruda. It wishes in its wildest wet dreams.
Using the power of words and literally weaponizing words against your enemies, and also using the trigger function to respond to microaggressions of your enemies. It makes really no surprise that this game has bombed to levels that are pretty impressive, actually. An all-time peak of 76 players despite being
Oh yes, Drowning Mouse. And it's a trigger button that makes no sense in the context, because in the clip that they show, I don't know if Rev is going to show it, so I'm just going to tell you about it. In the context of the trigger button that I have seen, your character, who of course is female, black, and gay, have to checkmark those boxes. You're in a diner. There are two police officers, male and female police officer. Bearing in mind, the group that you're with is suitably diverse, meaning different genders and different ethnicities. The cop says, in literally a calm tone of voice, this is not done in an aggressive tone of voice in any way, shape, or form. And what about that black kid that dresses like a rider? Does he know anything about this? Bearing in mind, he says it in a calm tone of voice. It is a diverse cast of characters, so obviously he's trying to identify a singular member of the group and saying the black kid because he's the only black male in the group. But in the text, because it's got when it's got text to match the audio, in the text they deliberately put black in all capital letters, even though the voice actor just says it in a normal conversational way. The immediate response is you get the option to get triggered, which has you yelling at these cops, "You're racist." That's the trigger function. To basically call it's fucking modern life. It's real life. Calling someone a racist when they're being not racist in the slightest. It's pathetically hilarious.
Up and promoted by games journalists all across the board. In fact, only a few hours before recording this video, there was a time where only 12 players were active on Dustborn. They couldn't even get a baker's dozen. That's how bad things
Wow.
are. Now, in the last couple of days since the last video on
Have a good
Dustborn,
night,
there have been
Kaibo.
more screen caps coming out from this game from people who have really sacrificed their sanity to go out there and try out this game just for the laughs, and the new screen caps are absolutely hilarious. I have to share them with you. So here are some of the more in-game
Here we go.
abilities.
This is
You
what
can
I was
see this
talking about.
new cancel function saying, we've learned how to cancel someone. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots in battle. This could be a useful tool against enemies. You know, just so you're aware, a lot of the people who are behind the studio and supporting the studio in this game, they will tell you cancel culture isn't real, and yet they have it as an ability in one of their games that makes it sound like it's some sort of a superhuman ability. So they love cancel culture. They love canceling people.
Yeah, anybody who tells you that cancel culture isn't real are actually are in the next breath trying to cancel people. So anybody who tells you that is literally trying to gaslight you. Yeah, Chinatown, I heard that it was funded. It was like I think it received like $150,000 of EU tax money as funding. I think I saw something on an Asman clip that he talked about, that he pulled it up, that it was like $150,000, I believe, of EU tax money was used to create this game.
People, and this is just proof of that. But there was also a couple of other ones that came out that are just as ridiculous. How about the
Oh my god, there is a fucking bully mechanic? We've learned to bully people. Bully gives us the power to force people to do something they may not want to, or to make them feel bad about themselves. In fights, this can be effective on targeted enemies. Are you fucking kidding me? No, Ryget, this is bully in a bad way. Like, what? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Is every fucking school in the country currently running anti-bullying campaigns? And yet these game developers are putting bullying into the game as a positive. They're saying bullying is a good thing. Someone needs to check these game developers into a fucking mental institution, because they are psychologically unwell. These game developers are psychologically unwell if they are making bullying a positive thing in this context, not in the haha gentle context like you guys do here. Yeah, Baby Jiva's pretty much. Good for me, not for ye, is what it is basically what it is.
bully function. We've learned to bully people. Bully gives us the power to force people to do something they may not.
Yeah, Rygan, I saw that. Out of the 46 total people that purchased the game, because that's the current player count. The current player count is 46 people, and it maxed out at 76 people at launch. So so basically, if you know someone that has bought this game, you know to stay well the fuck away from them, because obviously they are, you know where their head's at. Yeah, Kendrick, I remember hearing about the game Bully, and it was not viewed as a positive thing. Like, Bully the game is supposed to be viewed as you are not doing something that's positive.
Not want to do, or to make them feel bad about themselves. In fights, this could be highly effective on targeted enemies. And how about the normalize feature? We've learned how to normalize negative emotions. Normalize gives us the ability to make people
cheer 400%, 20% 20 actually percent, 20 screen percent, 20 the percent, 20 game percent, 20 thoroughly percent, 20 myself. Percent 20 and percent 20 to percent 20 b percent 20,100% percent 20 honest.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell happened there. Stream Elements just shit itself. I'm sorry, I'll read it out. I actually screened the game thoroughly myself, and to be 100% honest, I still can't figure out if the devs were really serious with this game or just made this as a really bad sarcastic joke to the movement we know is woke. Trimatown, I can answer that for you actually. This game was made with in 100% seriousness. This game was made literally as a direct response to the 2016 Trump election. The devs literally made this game as a response to the results of the 2016 election. So yeah, they made this with absolute seriousness. But really what this was a $100 million therapy session for these game devs. And not even a therapy session because it was not therapeutic at all. It was basically an alt-left wing session for these devs. Yeah, it's insane. And the fact that the EU funded it is even more insane to a degree they funded it. Like, oh, Matthias, I do not know. I'm not sure. But it's yeah. This was yeah. Not self-fulfilling prophecy. And not self-aggrandizement. I'm blanking on the proper word for it. Fuck it. I can't. I'm blanking on it. But yeah, basically, this was the devs basically creating a game in response to that, and yeah, self-inflating ego or along those lines. That's what this game was. This was just an excuse for the devs to read and air out their grievances, and somehow somehow a publishing company said, yeah, sure, we'll put this on the market and have it tank.
Think certain behaviors or feelings are normal, but I'm not sure it will do much for us in a fight. Yeah, they're just going.
And by the way, there's another word for this, for normalizing. Especially the way they've put it gives us the ability to make people think certain behaviors or feelings are normal. There's another name for this, chat. It's called brainwashing. Brainwashing. No, not gaslighting. Brainwashing. Gaslighting is getting you fired up about something. Brainwashing is making you, forcing you to think certain thoughts and behaviors are normal. So this is brainwashing right here. And this is a game mechanic in this game for the hero. You are supposed to empathize with this character and want them to succeed. And they give her brainwashing in conjunction with everything else. Yeah, thank you, Ryat. Yeah, you were able to articulate that better. Gaslighting is making you think you're wrong about something when you're not. Thank you. I did not articulate that properly. Yeah, it is circular. It is. Okay, Bobcat. Good night. Have a good night.
Mask off with these things. This is their basically their armory of tools that they use in their everyday life on social media to try to cancel and attack people over a bunch of virtue signaling and nonsense. However, that stuff might be a bit goofy.
Oh, and by the way, I guarantee you, shortly after this game got released, they were getting emails from Sweet Baby Inc. saying, we want to hire you. You know that their inboxes were absolutely swamped with headhunters from Sweet Baby Inc. trying to bring them into the company. You know that was true.
Goofy, but this is a much more serious claim, as Vera Dark here shares. She tags a bunch of games journalist outlets saying, "You guys have been covering Dustborn. When are the articles releasing about Red Thread Games copying and pasting the GTA Online apartments?" So here's some evidence from people that are trying to claim that the Dustborn in-game interiors of these apartments, the layout is the exact same.
How long do you think it'll take for the studio to shut down?
Baby Jeebus? Well, I'm going to... Oof. Okay, are we back? Are we back? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the hell happened. Literally out of nowhere, OBS just suddenly shit the bed on me. Out of nowhere, there was no warning. OBS suddenly just crashed. I'm sorry about that, guys. Oh, okay. Oof. Alright, but we're back. We're back, chat. We're back. We're still going. Alright. So, what I was trying to... Yeah, yeah, Matthias, I think you're right. OBS hated this game so much and said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." When a game is so bad, even your streaming software says, "Fuck this, you're on your own." Holy crap. Alright, so in answer to... I'm not sure who asked the question anymore, but, you know, how soon will this dev studio shut down? My suspicion is this, it hasn't shut down already, so I'm thinking next month. I think if this continues to get hammered, and it still sells like shit like this, I think the studio may shut down next month. I suspect. I suspect it may go down next month. That is my suspicion. Oh, hang on. Now I have to correct this. Holy shit. Alright. Let me check something real fast. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh, Corey, you left the GTA RP server? Well, we'll talk about that later. Oh, I'm sorry. Matthias, this was not stealth level at all. Considering they were upfront from the very beginning as to why they made this game, this was not stealth at all. This was upfront. They've pretty much been mask off from the very beginning with this game. From the beginning, they've been pretty well mask off.
Same as GTA Online, and honestly, looking at it, it seems pretty convincing. A lot of people think this is a direct ripoff, which is even worse when you think about the fact that this game is funded in part by the government. So they've received over 150,000 euros to make this game, and they're.
Yep, this is what I saw on that Asmund clip. Is he brought this up? Yeah, the EU put 150,000 euros, which let me do a quick translation. Hang on. Let's see. I'll translate it to, since you guys call my money funny, I'll translate it to USD. So that translates into, chat, 150,000 euros translates into almost $167,000 in USD. So almost $167,000 USD. And you know that the people of the EU are going to be, whomever was involved in this decision is going to be lighting torches, saying, "Why the fuck are you spending my tax money on this bullshit?" You know there's going to be an uproar in the EU over this.
Still
I can't
cutting
wait to
corners.
hear it either.
And apparently, and a lot of people believe, are stealing assets. Despite getting government funding, they're still cutting corners. It's crazy. However, this claim was enough to get some of the employees at Red Thread Games out. So here we have Thea Berg, the game designer at Red Thread Games. You can read the rest of her bio here. It's amazing. She's in her...
Let's see. Designer at Red Thread Games, villain era, gay agenda connoisseur, by Dustborn. This is a game designer at Red Thread. She's literally calling herself a villain. She's literally calling herself a villain. When the fuck did we as a society make it permissible for you to consider yourself a villain and to look at that in a positive light? When the fuck was this shift in society? Like, seriously, villains have always been thought of as the ones to be defeated. They have not been the ones that you are supposed to aspire to. When the fuck did villains become the ones to aspire to instead of the heroes? Like, we as a society, you know that society is broken when people are aspiring to be villains instead of heroes. I know, Matthias. In Falcon, you are correct. Like, we can blame popular media for basically taking villains and saying, oh, they're really just misunderstood heroes. Grumpy, I don't think it started with the 2016 election. Like, I've said this about a lot of things. So a lot of the issues that we're seeing in modern society did not start with the 2016, at the end of 2016. They did not start in 2016. What the end of 2016 did is it supercharged it. All of these issues that are so prevalent and so in our face today, people love to say it started in 2016. It did not. It did not start in 2016. 2016 supercharged the fuck out of it. That is what it did. It supercharged the fuck out of everything. It wasn't even it's not, I wouldn't even categorize it as a symptom. It was what's the word I'm looking for? It was an aggravating factor. And even that is lightweight. I honestly, supercharging the fuck out of it sounds much more appropriate. And that's what it is. 2016 supercharged the ever-living fuck out of all of the issues that we are seeing. And that's what I mean, sadistic. That's part of what I mean. It's like now all of this aberrant behavior that we're seeing from every different angle has been given carte blanche permission to just be completely open with it, and no one will do anything about it. That's what it's not only did it supercharge it, but it gave carte blanche permission for everyone to just be completely open about it with no repercussions. And we're seeing it here. Someone basically touting the fact that they're a villain, and they're touting the fact that they have a gay agenda, which is DEI/bridge incarnate. And of course, look at the picture. And I dislike saying this because I have no objections to any woman or man that wishes to put like neon color in their hair. It is your hair, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. But we need some honesty here. Every single one of these DEI-driven individuals, like this person, look at the hair. It's this crappy, neon-colored, shitty neon-colored hair. Every single one of them. They have either the sides shaved, sides of the head shaved, or stupidly colored, or a combination of the two. You know, it is getting to be the point where, and this is unfortunate. Let me point this out. This is unfortunate. It is getting to be the point where if you see someone with hair colored like this, you want to stay away. You want to stay away from them because you know what's going through their mind. And I dislike saying that because I have seen many examples of individuals that have colored their hair in this way, and it looks good, and they are not crazy ass, SJA freak shows. And I that's why I dislike saying it. But unfortunately, like everything these people do, they have appropriated and twisted yet another thing. They've done it with Black Lives Matter. They've done it with the LGBT community. They have appropriated and they've twisted into an unrecognizable format of this. And it breaks my heart to do so because I've seen perfectly normal people that have had I remember when at a place that I worked, I had a woman who came in quite frequently, and she had dyed her hair purple. She had her hair was dyed fully purple, like the bright anime level color purple, and she was a perfectly normal person. She was not one of these people, but these people have co-opted coloring your hair like this. I'm afraid. Hi, ECDC. It's fine. So, yeah, it's out of control, and I'm going to conclude my rant there.
Villain Era, Gay Agenda Connoisseur by Dustborn. So you can see her last tweet before she would eventually go private, quote retweeting Mark Kern, who shared that government funding right there, and they say, Grum's preferred method of finding funding is e-begging, by the way. So this is a pretty crazy thing, right? So on the one hand, they're trying to shame Mark Kern for seeking out crowdfunding for his own projects, willing volunteers who are giving over money for the game in his production, and trying to say that her way is better, which is taking money from taxpayers.
Okay, let me read this. Grum said your EU tax money is funding Dustborn. Red Thread Games keeps getting grants to turn out politically woke direct. They've raised hundreds of thousands of euros from the Norwegian Film Institute and Creative Europe program to fund multiple titles. Her response is Grum's preferred method of finding funding is e-begging. Okay, he does crowdfunding. And that's not taking away from tax dollars. This person, I have a question. Where is he wrong? Where is he wrong? And this is a common thread with these, SJA DEIs. Someone will post up a factually correct statement that is wrong, and their response is to attack on a personal level, but not show how they're wrong. She's not, where in her statement is she saying that he's wrong? She's not even admitting. She's not even trying to say he's wrong. She's just attacking him because she can't say he's wrong. She can't say he's wrong because if she tries to do that, she'll get community noted into oblivion. So she can't even say he's wrong, so instead, she's just going to attack him. And this isn't even an attack. Setting up a crowdfund is not e-begging. And so she's deliberately conflating facts to, surprise, surprise, support her agenda. Is anyone surprised? Thea Berg, I got a newsflash for you. You're going to be out of a job inside 30 days. And with your resume, your only option is Sweet Baby Inc. So good luck to you, sweetheart.
That money could have gone to, I don't know, schools, helping people out, but no, it went to your game that only a dozen people are playing right now, and it's basically the laughing stock. Somehow they think that's better. And also keep in mind, they're getting funded by the government. This game, the entire plot, is supposed to be the point of the perspective of a rebellion, a group of punks who are fighting back against the government, and yet, here's the...
Yeah, punks. These fucksticks wouldn't know what a punk is if said punk came up and whacked him upside the head with a baseball bat. For fuck's sake. Ow. Or water bombing. Happy? No, they're not. No, they are not true punks. These guys are punks the same way wannabe gangsters are to gangsters. They are wannabes. These guys are 100% wannabes. So the EU and the US government are competing to see who can care less about their citizens. Panda? Seems like it. From everything I've been hearing from chat that are in the EU, yeah, the EU is getting just as bad as the United States, as the North American government, in terms of how badly they're going to fuck over the citizenship in the name of diversity and inclusion and all that other woke DEI garbage. That's what it sounds like. From everything I've heard of people in the EU.
The creators accepting handouts from the government to produce this game. On top of that, there's some selfies going around of this individual. Yeah. And right here you can see that she has the Apple logo tattooed to her face, which is just beautiful irony here.
Okay. Chat, I have not seen this, but how many of you have seen the Charlize Theron movie Monster? How many of you have seen that movie about the truck stop prostitute / serial killer? How many of you have seen that movie? I believe that was her name, Rat Bastard. Yes. Okay, hang on a second, chat. I want to bring up a picture. Hang on. Give me a second. Hang on. Let's see if I can get a good picture here. There we go. Alright. Hang on. This is Charlize Theron from Monster. This is her right here. Okay? This is Charlize Theron from Monster. Kinda looks sort of similar, doesn't it? Kinda looks sort of similar. And bear in mind, Charlize Theron's character was real life person who was a prostitute and serial killer who murdered truckers. Holy shit. And yeah, the Apple face tattoo, fuck me. The finger tattoo of a rocket. I forget what these are called. I fucking hate this style of earring.
You're so like...
This style of earring, I hate it when people do this. I think this is ugly as hell. Is gauge? Okay, it's called a gauge. Me personally, I find this ugly as... I'm sorry, sadistic. I don't disparage anybody that has them. I just find them incredibly ugly. It's my personal thing. This does not automatically make anybody a bad person, by the way. I just don't like this. I don't like the look of it. I'm sorry. It doesn't look good to me. So, and then notice she's also got double nose piercings. Double nose piercings. She's got the septum ring and the nostril ring. She has two. She might even have another one over here. She just doesn't have it in. Like, there. This is just like, I don't know. People put padlocks on. Oh, God.
She's trying to make this game about being a punk and being anti-establishment, but then you have one of the most profitable companies in the world tattooed to your face. It's just crazy. But of course, just like any other scenario where someone like her enters the discourse voluntarily, now people are going to look through her account and see other things she has said. And just like all these other games journalists and other game developers.
Oh, and by the way, notice what her Twitter handle is. This woman's Twitter handle is shitspout. That is her Twitter handle. She's voluntarily calling herself shitspout. Yeah, it does seem very appropriate. And Druid not only single, but she's also gay. Well, and she's also uses they them pronouns. Guarantee you, she is gay. I guarantee it, because there were, shockingly enough, there was no sexuality or pronouns in that bio. That honestly shocks the crap out of me. But I guarantee you she is gay, and she uses they them pronouns. Guarantee it. Alright, so let's see. So Dustborn dev Shitspout has gone protected mode after getting caught using GTA assets in her shitty DEI game, but not before I captured screenshots of some of her anti-male, anti-gamer rhetoric. Men as a concept was cooked. Jeez, my kitty getting on my desk again. Men are the weakest link, truly. Did he? He told me I don't watch Ryan Kimmel. Ryan Kimmel. Ryan Kimmel is, I used to watch him briefly. He is way too right-leaning. He is, like, way too right-leaning to the point where it is clearly influential, kind of like That Park Place. That's why I don't watch That Park Place anymore. They show unbelievable bias in everything. So, let's see. Game design. Okay, see. Goodbye something on YouTube. Man, sometimes in the future, gamers might realize that everything isn't made to cater specifically to you, and that's okay. Personally, can't wait to fulfill my dream of being a gay dinosaur. Fuck me. I will put knitting men and sexy non-binary peeps in your video game, and I will never stop. Be afraid I come not in peace. See, this is why I think these people need psychiatric care. This is why these people need psychiatric care. They are a game developer. Their entire purpose in the field of employment, their entire purpose, I'm not even going to say their entire purpose in life, because no, but their entire function as a game developer is to create a game to make money. That is the first and foremost intention of any game developed, is to make money. Insulting your target demographic who will be making you that money is the dumbest fucking thing you can do. People are saying, we don't like your video game because of XYZ, so we are not going to give you our money. Cosmic? Cosmic, thank
Knitting
you for
was
the
historically a male activity.
Thank you for the tier 3, Cosmic. Were you deliberately trying to interrupt my rant so I would stop ranting? Thank you for it. Thank you for that, Cosmic. Yeah, you're insulting the very people that you want to give you money does not give you money. Which is why she's going to be out of a job in a month. See ya, Berg. Be ready to be out of a job in a month. And no self-respecting company because companies are starting to wise up. We are starting to see more and more companies wise up and start getting rid of all of their DEI initiatives and saying, yes, we would like to make money again, please. Which means people like Thea Berg will be unemployed, and the only job that she's going to be qualified for is saying, do you want fries with that? Pretty soon, that's the only job she is going to be capable of holding. Because no game company, as more game companies eject DEI, she's not going to have a job. And all she's going to be able to do is work in fast food or retail. And so all of that college you got to create games has been flushed down the toilet. Yeah, I know, Panda. It's called Bridge. I know, I've heard about it. I have. Yeah, oh yeah, you're talking to your duck. Hi, Xanax. So, I mean, this is just fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. And you know what, sweetheart? Keep doing it. Keep doing it because all you're doing is creating a resume for people to know not to hire you. You're creating the anti-resume here.
Developers who are woke, they always have skeletons in their closets when it comes to their former tweets. So here's a couple of them, beginning with this. Wow, do not read the comments on the Goodbye Volcano High trailer on YouTube, man. Sometime in the future, gamers might realize that everything isn't made to cater specifically to you, and that's okay. Personally, can't wait to fulfill my dream of being a gay dinosaur. So this is interesting. This is another person saying, as a game designer, I know better than you in terms of what you want. I know what you want more than you do.
No. Rev, I'm going to correct you. I'm going to correct you. This is not a game designer saying, I know better than you. This is a game designer saying, you are committing wrongthink. This is not, I know better than you. This is, you are thinking incorrectly. And thus, you must think the way I do, because the way I think is the correct way to do it. And for you to think otherwise should be considered illegal. That is what this is. 100%. This is 1984 wrongthink mentality. That's what this is.
And yeah, as it turns out, through their own game, apparently they don't know what gamers want. They looked for the modern audience, which is non-existent. They didn't show up, and that's why this game peaked out at about 70 players on release. So here's another one also saying 50% of gamers are women.
What? Oh, God. Hang on, Yard Dog. Your comment, for some reason, Twitch flagged that because I think Twitch thought it was sexist. I don't know why. Because it tagged the hers is not woman at the end of it. Yard Dog, I think Twitch went, oh my god, someone might be putting a sexist comment down and flagged it. I doubt 50% of gamers are women. Even if that number were true, 50% of the people that would be interested in a game like hers is not women. Here's even better. 50% of gamers are women? Look at their sales. 76 highest number of players ever. So even women do not like your game, honey. Your argument is invalid.
By the way, and this will be a common theme for these next ones, saying men as a concept was cooked. Yes, half of the world's population is cooked in terms of their own existence. That's a fair thing to say.
This is the type of person who literally, if they had the ability, would want all men to vanish from the planet. This is the kind of person that would want all men to vanish from the planet, despite the fact that humanity as a species would then cease to exist. That's what kind of person that's what kind of person she is. That's all you need to know.
And the next one says, men are the weakest
link. And I've said so many times.
Here's another one saying, I will put knitting men in sexy non...
Alex? Yeah, I'm glad you put that in quotation marks because this is not feminism. Feminism, I'm repeating myself and I'm sorry. Modern day feminism has been co-opted. Modern day feminism is absolutely nothing like what feminism actually is. It is yet another thing that is being co-opted by the SJA movements. 100%. It has been co-opted and twisted into an amorphous blob that looks like something out of that looks like something out of a Lovecraftian story. It's a complete bastardization of what actual feminism is. Actual feminists do not hate men. They do not. They want equal rights and equal pay. They do not hate men. They do not use it as a cudgel to say you must think like me or you should disappear from the face of the planet. Yeah, exactly, that is true feminism. True feminism is wanting women to have the same opportunities that men do. That is true feminism. This woman is not a feminist. She is a psychopath. Or she is a sociopath, excuse me. She's a sociopath, not a psychopath. She's a sociopath.
Binary peeps in your video game, and I will never stop. Be afraid. I come not in peace. Well, apparently they were pretty afraid because after that, 100%. They would go private. It's funny the amount of bravado these people have when they come out and try to lash out, but the second they get even an ounce of criticism, they immediately go into hiding. So many people in the games industry, whether it's journalists or developers, are private right now because they cannot face any criticism except or in spite of being so outspoken about their own games and their own agenda that they're trying to insert into those games. But
I mean, like all these game devs that private their account and everything. Ironically enough, this is what bullies do. The second you stand up to the bully, they back the fuck down. So they're all big and, they're like, I've got a platform and I can say whatever the fuck I want. The minute people start calling them out going, you're full of shit and here are the receipts, instantly they turn into sniveling little babies and go hide behind protected status because they are incapable of defending themselves. They cannot defend their position. And they know they can't defend their position. And if they try to, and they know if they try to defend their position, every single argument that they present will get ripped to shreds in about 2.5 seconds flat. Because they know their position is indefensible. It's as simple as that.
I want to read this comment from Savvy about this game developer or this game designer.
No,
I think this really is just the mic drop. So if you don't know, Savvy's been...
Hitomi, I'm not, because I am not even following U.S. politics right now. I avoid politics, any news about politics, because I fucking hate politics. I fucking hate politics. I avoid it at every opportunity. I don't watch any news about it. I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in the US elections right now, other than a very vague idea of it. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to know about it. I want nothing to do with it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. It is one of the most detrimental parts of society today. Modern politics is one of the most destructive forces of modern society today, and that is why I avoid it at all costs. And Chaos of Spades, thank you for the follow. It does, Hitomi, but I'm still not going to watch it because all watching anything political will do is get me furious, and there's nothing I can do with that. I'm not gonna like I used to watch and listen to political stuff. I used to listen to the news. I used to listen to news podcasts every day on my way to and from work several years ago. And all it would do would make me angry and put me in a bad mood for, for hours. And I started getting this feeling in the pit of my stomach doing this. Like this gnawing, twisting feeling I did not like having. And so I literally cold turkey cut off looking at any news involving politics. And you know what? I'm happier that way. I'm happier not knowing about anything political right now. I am happier for it. Because all it does is make me angry and not feel well. And not feel good. And I'm not going to do that to myself. Simple as that. So.
Doing some playthroughs of Dustborn, doing really God's work for our entertainment, suffering through all of that. But they made this comment about the GTA assets and also the comments made by this game designer. So I'm just going to read this. I didn't think the hashtag Dustborn giggles could get any more silly. Here is one of the designers quote tweeting someone calling them out for copying the GTA apartment interior to a near exact T. This is incredible. During gameplay, I would make quips about things being stolen and no original thought put into anything, but I didn't think it would be this shameless. The profile stating villain era sort of explains everything though. Given the game presents villains as good guys, you can also briefly see from their feed that they look down upon crowdfunding and would much rather use taxpayer dollars that could have gone to, say, a school, a rent assist program, or something to benefit society.
Yeah.
The player count really does make sense though. No original thought, so no one is really interested, not even the target audience. Game design is...
And that's the funniest part. The funniest part, which makes this even more of an epic failure, not even the target audience played this game. They marketed it specifically for the SJAs and the DEIs, and not even they played it. How fucking pathetically funny is this? You made a game so bad that even the alt-left, who you specifically made this game for because you are a part of it, would not play it. Would not play it. That is fucking hysterical. And yeah, bashing on crowdfunding? I got a news flash for this person who obviously doesn't understand how reality works. Crowdfunding means you're creating a game, means that the game you're creating, people actually want you to create. When you're crowdfunding, people actually want you to create this game, which is why they're giving you money, because they want you to create this game. So it's going to sell because people are desiring it. You took tax dollars, which means people did not have a choice but to fund your game. So yeah, there's a big difference in you shitting on the crowdfunding and saying tax dollars for games good, crowdfunding bad. Yeah, you're a fucking villain and you should be despised, which is why you are. Simple.
Is part of telling a story. I love looking at environments and seeing what choices people make, but when you straight up rip things and do not care about or do not change any of the design, it tells me you are lazy and do not care about your product. This was apparent from the story, but the lazy mindset is mirrored everywhere in this game / visual novel. It is a shame.
And that's what I heard. This is not, like, I've heard that this game is less game and much more visual novel. And I have no idea what the price for this game is. I do not care, because God knows I ain't playing it, and no matter how much I know you guys will, but no matter how much you try and tease me, I am never playing this fucking game on stream. Fuck no. I will never play this game. I will never spend money on this company. Even, like, to try and bring in views. Because people will want to see just how horrible this is and see me rip it to fucking shreds. I will not put any money towards this game. Hell no.
Shame they took advantage of government programs, but these type always aim to do that because no one else will fund them. Oh well, lessons learned. Yeah, that's pretty brutal, but where did she lie? The fact that they're using government funding and then mocking people for using crowdfunding efforts for their own projects is crazy. It's completely tone deaf, and it's true. Government funding is the best avenue for a lot of these people because nowadays people are starting to realize these woke games are failures and they don't want to invest. But governments see some kind of special interest in whatever woke agenda they have, so they're giving them money. And hopefully one day that well dries up too, and people should be shamed.
It will. I mean, government says, hey, these people are creating a game that fits the narrative we are trying to push as the government. Fuck yes, we're going to throw money at you because we're going to try and use this as another instrument to try and change the way people think. And every single time, it blows up in their faces. Every single time.
For using tax dollars for disasters like Dustborn. Now, much like Dustborn, Concord has been an absolute disaster. This was a AAA release that came out about a day after Dustborn, and it too has flopped. A game that took 8 years of development and millions of dollars of budget has been an absolute disaster. You can see right now.
And Concord may be the one that I'm thinking of, where like the lead developer for Concord required all of her subordinates to call her the professor. I think that was the game dev for Concord. He may bring that up.
100 players or so are actively in the game. Terrible results for them.
Possibly
but much
Matthias.
like Dustborn, despite this just being a complete dead-on-arrival release, the media, the games journalists, are doing everything in their power to try to pump numbers into this game. Here's some more posts from the last couple of days. This one saying, Concord is selling much better on PlayStation Store than Steam. Data reveals Concord is number 511 on Steam's bestsellers list, but Firewalk's new shooter sits at number 42 on PS Store's top sellers list. Yeah, they're basically trying to cope and also manipulate some of the numbers and
trying to say Helldivers 2 is currently 33. Chat, when did Helldivers come out? Remind me again. When did Helldivers come out? Did that not come out almost a year ago? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Helldivers not come out almost a year ago? Helldivers, Grumpy, not Concord. Helldivers. Thank you. Yeah. February. Yeah, so Helldivers came out back in February. It's been about 6 months. And it has moved to 33 on the Play Store. It's about normal. It's about normal for any good game. Concord sits at 42. And Concord came out, what? 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago that Concord came out. And it's already dropped to 42. Your math is bad and you should feel bad, Deek Tweak.
The layouts of these various platforms to make it seem like it's succeeding so well on PlayStation when clearly that's not the case. And Steam is very important. The fact that you're trying to underplay the Steam results is showing that there's not much sales going on here.
They all have that saying
Concord is much better than the hate would lead you to believe. Our review of Firewalk's debut first-person shooter. Please watch. Please play this game. Please buy this game. Please.
And Grumpy, thank you for the resub, or for the continuation of the sub. Thank you. Didn't Helldivers 2 have a massive fumble? Yes. Yes, well, Panda, the game itself did not have a massive fumble. It was Sony that basically that basically was fucking people in the ass. So Sony itself did with Helldivers. And the Helldivers devs came out and said, this was not our call. We did not make this decision. So it was more Sony. It was, yeah. I mean, as soon as this happened, the Helldivers, the studio for Helldivers immediately came out and said, this wasn't our call. We had nothing to do with this. This is all on Sony. We're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So, it's much different.
This is basically what all these games journalists do. They are very desperate. This was their the thing they were pushing. They were pushing Concord so hard.
Is it?
And it
the balancing
fell on its face, and now they're doing everything in their power to push more people towards it. You can see the PC Gamer article here saying, players seem to like Concord, but its $40 price tag has led to the tepid first weekend
no, they haven't. No,
on
they don't.
PC. Yeah, that sort of logic there with the price tag, wouldn't that mean that Black Myth Wukong would have failed? Oh wait, no, it sold millions and millions, over 10 million copies, and the price tag didn't seem to be an issue. Maybe the price tag is an issue because the game is really bad. The quality is not worth $40, and to many people, it's probably not worth $10 or $20. But also, there's now a guilt-shaming avenue people are going. Let's read this tweet. With regards to Concord, take a moment to remember that there are real people who for years have poured their heart and soul into making something to entertain you. It's all laughs, jokes, and told you so today, but tomorrow it'll be more remakes, safe sequels, and the lack of new IPs or any risks being taken. I'll always root for new games to succeed. Yeah, so now they're trying to shame you and basically saying, like, if you're...
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but didn't people say that Concord was basically taking the concept of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Did you know that the Helldivers community deliberated make the Automatons faction get close of Super Earth because of the balancing of the weapons?
No, I hadn't heard about that, Spartan. I had not heard about that. But I mean, like, and again, I know very little about Concord other than it's basically just another fucking arena shooter. Like, but I have people not been equating this like, okay, it's just a bad version of Overwatch, with the quote-unquote story being a stupid mashup of Guardians of the Galaxy and Borderlands in terms of, like, the characterizations and the humor. That's kind of the feeling I got. It's another fucking arena shooter. Yawn. And yeah, exactly. Oh, that's what it looked like. It looked like it was just a bad version of Overwatch, and all the humor and characters just looked like they tried to take Guardians of the Galaxy and Borderlands and squish them together and say, here's Concord. Is it that slow, baby Jesus? Jesus. Yeah. It's like pretty much all gaming journalists, nobody believes him anymore. I'm honestly amazed gaming journalism is still a thing. People like Rev and other content creators on YouTube who do these news stories about gaming journalism, they are very likely one of the few things that are keeping these gaming journalist companies afloat. because their coverage of these game journalist companies are actually probably driving people to go check out the stories themselves to see, like, this can't be fucking real. So honestly, the gaming journal industry is being held afloat by the YouTube content creator community that are criticizing them. That is what is keeping them afloat. Because no one, absolutely no one, takes anything gaming journalists say seriously. The gaming journalism industry has no credibility left. Yeah, I mean, Thor is one of the few, but he's not even a gaming journalist. He's a game dev. He's a fucking game dev, and he's a former hacker. So, I mean, he's totally different perspective. These are game journalists. They're supposed to be, and they left the journalist part at the door. They have become gaming shills. The entire game journalist industry has become gaming shills. There is no journalism involved anymore. Their only purpose is to try and prop up games, bad games. That is their only purpose, is to try and make bad games sound like they are far better than they actually are. And it's because of content creators like Rev and Clownfish TV and all these other content creators on YouTube that are reporting on their bad reporting, that these journalists still have a job. Because because that actually drives people to go look at the articles and, like, is this actually fucking real? And because the traffic is driven to them because of this nature, they get their ad revenue from the game from it. So I mean, they need to be thanking Rev for supporting their industry. Angry Joe, he's been hit or miss. He's been hit or miss. There have been a couple things I've seen him comment on, when he reviews on, that I don't agree with. I do find him kind of hit or miss. He's still better than the game journal industry, though. He definitely is still better than the game journal industry. So,
critical of this game or making fun of what's happening, you're somehow like a bad person, and you're also going to lead to less innovation in the industry, which is hilarious because Concord really sold itself as a knockoff Overwatch. And also talking about Dustborn earlier, I mean, they're literally stealing assets from other games. So is there really any
Curtis,
new IPs we're talking about here? It sounds like they're all just kind of...
Cheer 200 whelp my beautiful Ember, I must go. I'll be active in your Discord. I got few ideas for you and your community to know me better.
Okay, Falcon. See you later. And remember, Falcon, anytime you want to come back, open arms. I'll be here with open arms anytime if you want to come back. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being a part of the community here.
Feeding off of each other, and the results are obvious. People aren't interested in this nonsense. Not only are they pandering a bunch of virtue signaling, but also they're just not original. So yeah, it's not too surprising that people just aren't tuning in and purchasing these games.
He told me when it comes to, why everyone references Overwatch because there were arena shooters before Overwatch. But Overwatch kind of took it to like the next level in terms of verticality and team mechanics and what you could do, what you could do during the combat. So Overwatch did kind of take it to another level, and that's why so many people reference Overwatch when they say it's an Overwatch-like game. It's because it's in terms of the art style, in terms of the combat, in terms of the movement, that's like they elevated it, and so everybody now, all of these other games are basically emulating that, and so that's why it's all comparison to Overwatch. So that's why, that's why there's so many references to it.
they're just not original. So yeah, it's not too surprising that people just aren't tuning in and purchasing these games. But anyways, that's going to do it for this latest update on these two games here, Dustborn and also Concord. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. And I'll see you guys next time.
Cool. Bye. Riv. Thank you for a very informative video. Boy, that one, I did not realize I was going to be going on tangents for that long with this one.